Have you ever noticed that the busiest area in almost every gym is usually the cardio section? Rows of treadmills, exercise bikes, elliptical machines, hour after hour. People keep moving, hoping every extra minute will somehow speed up fat loss. But walk just a few steps away, and you'll find something interesting. A handful of exercises almost nobody touches, not because they don't work, but because they're demanding. They challenge your strength, your balance, your coordination, your grip, and your endurance, all at the same time. And that's exactly why so many people avoid them, because these aren't exercises that let you switch your brain off. Every repetition demands effort. Every movement forces your body to work as one complete system. And when that happens, your muscles begin consuming enormous amounts of energy. Your heart works harder. Your breathing becomes faster. Your entire body joins the workout. That's one reason many athletes, fighters, and strength coaches have relied on these movements for years. Not because they're trendy, but because they're brutally effective. Today, you're about to discover 5 exercises that most people walk right past, yet they have the power to challenge nearly every muscle in your body. And don't skip number 1, because it combines multiple explosive movements into one continuous exercise. And after just one round, you'll understand why so few people are willing to master it. Let's get started. Number 1, dumbbell snatch. At first glance, the dumbbell snatch looks explosive, and it is. But the biggest mistake people make is believing this exercise is all about the arm. It isn't. In fact, your arm should do surprisingly little work. The real power comes from somewhere else entirely, your hips. Every repetition begins from the ground. As you hinge backward, your glutes and hamstrings load like powerful springs. Then, in one explosive motion, you drive through your hips. That force travels upward through your body, allowing the dumbbell to rise almost effortlessly overhead. Your shoulder simply guides the weight into position, but don't let that fool you. While the dumbbell travels upward, your legs, glutes, core, back, shoulders, and grip are all working together. Very few exercises recruit this many muscles in such a short amount of time. That's one reason Olympic-style movements have remained popular among athletes for decades. Not because they're flashy, because they produce power. Another huge advantage is that every repetition starts from a dead stop. There's no momentum waiting for you. You have to create every ounce of force yourself, and that demands tremendous effort from your entire body. But here's where most people go wrong. They try lifting the dumbbell using only their shoulder, almost like performing a front raise. The result? Poor technique, less power, and unnecessary stress on the shoulder joint. Instead, think about driving the floor away with your feet. Explode through your hips. Keep the dumbbell close to your body. Then punch your hand toward the ceiling as the weight reaches shoulder height. Finish with your arm fully locked out overhead. Pause briefly. Lower under control. Then repeat. Aim for 8 to 10 repetitions per arm for 3 rounds. Don't chase heavy weight immediately. Master speed, technique, and timing first. Because once those 3 pieces come together, the dumbbell snatch becomes one of the most powerful conditioning exercises you can perform. But surprisingly, the next movement isn't explosive at all. Instead, it challenges something that most workouts completely ignore: your ability to stay in control while moving. Number 4, kettlebell figure 8 to hold. If you've never seen this exercise before, you're not alone. In fact, many commercial gyms are filled with people who've never even heard of it, and that's exactly why it deserves a place on today's list. At first, it looks almost playful. You simply pass a kettlebell between your legs, forming the shape of a figure 8. Then, instead of immediately continuing, you catch it and hold it firmly at chest level before repeating the movement in the opposite direction. Simple, until you actually try it. Every pass forces your core to stabilize your spine. Your hips remain active. Your glutes stay engaged. Your forearms and grip work continuously to control the kettlebell. And every time the weight changes direction, your body instantly reacts to keep you balanced. That's something machines simply cannot teach. reactive strength, coordination, body control, and because the kettlebell never truly rests, your muscles stay under almost constant tension. Another hidden benefit is that this movement forces both sides of your body to work equally. Many traditional exercises allow your stronger side to quietly take over. The figure 8 doesn't. Every transfer reveals weakness immediately. And that's exactly why experienced coaches often use it to improve athletic movement. But here's the biggest mistake. People stare at the kettlebell. The moment your eyes follow the weight, your posture begins collapsing. Instead, keep your chest proud, look forward, maintain a slight bend in your knees. Move the kettlebell smoothly, not quickly. Catch it securely before beginning the next pass. Complete 30 to 45 seconds of continuous movement for 3 rounds. By the end, your breathing will be faster, your grip will be burning, and your core will be working much harder than you expected. But now, we're finally reaching the movement almost everyone recognizes. Yet very few people perform correctly. Most people believe the kettlebell rises because of the arms. The truth couldn't be more different. Number 3, kettlebell swing. If there's one exercise almost everyone has seen, it's the kettlebell swing. But here's the surprising part. Very few people actually perform it correctly. Most beginners believe they're lifting the kettlebell with their arms. They're not. In fact, your arms should act more like ropes than engines. The real power comes from one place, your hips. Every repetition begins with a powerful hip hinge. As the kettlebell swings backward, your glutes, hamstrings, and lower back store energy like a compressed spring. Then, with one explosive hip drive, that stored energy launches the kettlebell forward. Notice something important. You never lift the kettlebell. You simply generate enough force that it floats upward on its own. That's what makes this movement so effective. Your posterior chain, one of the largest muscle groups in your body, is working almost non-stop. At the same time, your core braces to protect your spine. Your grip fights to control the weight. Your shoulders stabilize the movement, and your heart rate climbs with every swing. This combination is exactly why athletes around the world continue using kettlebell swings for conditioning. Not because they're fashionable, but because they demand explosive power without endless impact on your joints. But there's one mistake that instantly ruins the exercise, turning it into a squat. The swing isn't a squat, it's a hip hinge. Your hips move backward, not downward. Another mistake, using your shoulders to lift the kettlebell higher. Remember, your arms are simply connecting your body to the weight. The hips create the movement. Keep your chest proud. Brace your core. Snap your hips forward aggressively. Allow the kettlebell to swing naturally. Then repeat. Complete 15 to 20 powerful repetitions for 3 rounds. By the final set, your lungs, your grip, and your entire posterior chain will all be working together. But if you think that's demanding, the next exercise combines nearly 4 different movements into one continuous challenge. Number 2, dumbbell man maker. Some exercises train one muscle, others train an entire movement. The dumbbell man maker does both. Pick up 2 dumbbells, lower yourself into a push-up position. Perform 1 controlled push-up. Immediately, row 1 dumbbell, then the other. Jump your feet forward, stand up, clean the dumbbells to your shoulders, and finish with a powerful overhead press. 1 repetition, that's all. It sounds straightforward, until you're halfway through your first set. Because almost every major muscle in your body is involved. Your chest pushes, your back rows, your core stabilizes, your legs explode upward, your shoulders finish the press. Every phase flows into the next, leaving almost no opportunity to rest. That's why this movement feels completely different from traditional strength training. Instead of isolating muscles, you're teaching your body to work as one powerful unit. And because you're constantly changing positions, your heart rate rises incredibly fast. But don't rush. Many people sacrifice technique just to finish the repetition sooner. Instead, treat every stage as its own movement. Control the push-up. Pause briefly during each row. Land softly after jumping forward. Use your hips during the clean. Then, press the dumbbells overhead with complete control. Perform 6 to 8 repetitions for 3 rounds. Don't worry if you need lighter weights. Most people do, because this exercise challenges endurance, coordination, and strength all at once. And now, we've reached the final movement, the one most people have never attempted. Not because it doesn't work, but because mastering it requires patience and total body control. Number 1, kettlebell long cycle. If you ever watch a professional kettlebell competition, this is the movement you'll see over and over again. The kettlebell long cycle, a combination of the clean and the jerk, widely respected, rarely practiced, and unbelievably demanding. Every repetition begins with a clean. The kettlebells travel smoothly into the rack position. Your forearms stay close to your body. Your core braces. Your legs prepare. Then comes the second phase, a quick dip. An explosive drive through the legs, and the kettlebells travel overhead. Not because your shoulders forced them upward, but because your entire body generated the power. That's the secret. The strongest part of this movement isn't your arms. It's the perfect timing between your legs, hips, core, and shoulders. When that timing comes together, the movement feels almost effortless. When it doesn't, every repetition becomes a battle. That's why kettlebell sport athletes can perform this movement for minutes at a time. Not by muscling the weight, but by moving efficiently. And that's exactly what makes the long cycle one of the greatest conditioning exercises ever created. It develops strength, power, coordination, grip endurance, shoulder stability, cardiovascular fitness, and mental toughness. All in one exercise. But don't make the mistake of rushing to heavy kettlebells. Master the movement first. Practice the clean, then the jerk. Then combine both into one smooth rhythm. Start with 5 to 8 repetitions for 3 rounds. Focus on precision, because perfect technique will always outperform heavy weight. Here's something most people never realize. The hardest exercises in the gym are rarely the most crowded. Not because they don't work, because they demand something many people aren't willing to give: patience, discipline, and the courage to look like a beginner while learning a new skill. That's why these movements are so often ignored. They don't offer instant comfort. They offer long-term results. So the next time you walk into the gym, don't automatically head toward the machines everyone else is using. Walk toward the exercises everyone else keeps avoiding. Because sometimes, the fastest way to transform your body is hidden inside the movements that almost nobody is willing to master. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe to Phantom Core, and tell us in the comments, which of these 5 exercises are you going to master first? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.